would say omoplata and bump are the two big ones, and they both have that entry. Now why? Because the bump is how every sweep is finished, right? Every sweep is finished with a bump at the very end, because you got to get your hips above the guy's hips. You got to finish by being on top. And the bump teaches us how to do that. It teaches us how to go over top of the guy's hips, whether we're going to side body or we're going to half guard or we're going into his guard. It teaches us to bring our hips over top of his hips at the very end. So even if I take a guy over me, I put him on the ground, I still have to bump up on top of him at the very end. So you have like a kind of look at it. It's weird right now, I just realize this, you know, in Jiu-Jitsu things are direct or indirect. You know what I mean? It's either 2 steps or 1. So you can have a bump, which is a 1 step, and you have the scoop sweep where you go under the guy, roll him over you, and then you bump on top of him. So you have something that kind of preceded the bump sweep, and then the bump sweep comes on top of that. Does that make sense? So, come here, Parker. Stretch. Okay. So, I'm here with you. I'll be right here. I'm here with you. Okay. Well, let's say that I'm gonna do the kind of the more of a technique kind of bump sweep, right? So I'm gonna grab his sleeve here. All right, so when I bump Parker, I'm gonna go ahead and knock him off his base, right? So knock him off his base. I want you guys to see that's the first part. So the initial thing is to knock the guy off his base, and then it's to step into the void. So I move out of the way, I get up on my elbow, I'm here with the guy, I knock him off his base. Boom, there's the first part, right? Now that void is where see that back there? That area that doesn't exist back there, that's where I'm gonna step. I'm gonna step right in that void.
Okay, but if you go back, so what is the move that we worked on where you sweep, we come up and we reach over the back?
Yeah, this is here, you talking this here, same thing. It's the same mechanic. This here, yeah. It's the same thing. I'm just going from here to here. It's only down, I'm just showing it 2 different ways. Here, I lift my hips up and I'm doing the same thing, bump, step in the void. Those 2 parts right there are the bump sweep. The bump, step into the void. Now, how do I use that? Let's say, stand for me, Parker. We'll do the sit-up guard we've been doing, right? So we're here. So I pull this out, right? I pull him down, I pull him forward, he steps forward with his foot. I grab here, I drive him forward. Okay, there's the bump. Okay, he goes down his butt, boom, there's the bump. Now Parker's gonna try to go back to try to get back up. I step into the void. I just stepped into the void. Did you see it? So I bumped him and then I stepped into that void over there. Now he can't come back up. It's very hard for him to come back. If he tries to come back up, I just keep stepping in the void. I don't have to force him down, I don't have to fight with him, I just keep walking into that void that exists and he can't come up. Same thing here. If let's say you be on top of me, you get nice. So let's look at his hips. Let's say that I swept him and he fell to his butt right now. No, you're here. No, we're just gonna talk in terms, even though he's in the sweep position, but just look at the mechanic. He fell to his butt, okay? Now, as he's trying to come up, you're gonna try to come up into me. Yeah, as he tries to come up into me. Okay, all right, go back down. See that mechanic, do it again. All right, come back down. Okay, so now I know that I need stuff that would come up. Come up. I'm stepping in the void. He can't come up. It's like magic, like he just can't come up. So anytime I'm seeing this, it doesn't have necessarily to do with, it doesn't always have to be about a sweep. It's understanding where that space is to control him and move him into that, because he needs to come here, and if I'm going here, I'm moving back that way, he can't never get his hips above my whatever. Does that make sense? So we learn that when we do the bump sweep. 2 things. We learn how to knock him off his base, right? I'm here, I knock him off his base, and then I step in the void. I'm learning to step over the guy. Same thing with like a half guard. The guy will come, he'll have an underhook on me, right? Same thing. If I keep staying, he's gonna bump sweep me. Go ahead and come up on your hips and bump sweep me. Look, see how his hips went above my hips? He just bumps with me and step into the void. Do you see what just happened? Watch. So if he comes to his knees here, he can try to stay here and try to pull me under him. He can try to pull me under. No, or he can just step in the void. Step in the void. I'm gonna fall. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah.
You guys see that? Yeah. So that's what we're really trying to learn. But we're given a technique we can use that's really just for the technique. You know what I mean? I could use this technique on people. My kids' class was racking it. Like that's all they were doing was bump sweeping each other when they rolled. Does that make sense? Lock up with Parker here. So the first thing I want you to learn, the hardest thing for people to learn is that knocking the guy off his base. Not even stepping into the void part. So swim him out. Go ahead and swim his arms to the mat. Okay, move your hips to me. All right, get up on your hand. Get up on your hand, all up on your hand, not your elbow. Okay. Now when you go, put that foot back on the ground. This is your trigger, right? Okay. So you get your finger on the trigger, right? Now how you pull the trigger, since you're a shooter, how you pull your trigger is you're going to lift your hips, that not up, but lift your hips that direction. Just don't even knock him off his base. Just lift your hips up in the air. That's it. Say again. Come back. Now grab his arm, pull it on around your ribs just a little bit. Pull his arm around your ribs a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Now lift your hips again. All right, come back. Parker feels it goes away. You feel it? Go do it again. All right, come back. That's the knocking him off his base part. Now, when you do it this time, I want you, as you do the same thing, you're gonna do the same mechanic. The only thing I want you to add different, you're gonna keep this side. This side, you're gonna drop that knee to the mat right there. Same time. 1, 2, 3, go. You can't not sweep the guy. Do it again. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Do it again. So feel that bump, which is hit. The bump's purpose is not to sweep the guy. The bump's purpose is to knock him off his base. The stepping in the void is what sweeps the guy. So it's really two parts. The problem is we think knocking the guy off his base and then sweep him. No, it's knock him off his base, then sweep him, then finish. Bump. Just grab his arm. Yeah. Bump and sweep. Step over. That's it. And look how it's effortless. Do you feel it? It doesn't feel like you were killing yourself and twisting your spine and dislocating your lower back to try to get this done.
So I'm trying to put everything together.
Right. In what way? What do you mean?
With what we've learned before.
Okay. So swing his arms out. Let's put it calm. We're gonna do it real slow though. Put it slow. Swing his arms. Okay. So go to omoplata. Pull his elbow. This one right here. Pull this one with me, and now hit your butt to me. Okay. So let's say we're going here. Now once you've opened your legs and you put your feet on his hips, you don't really have the bump sweep directly anymore. Let's say that you feel like you're losing it and you close on him. Go ahead and close and put your right leg on top. Your left leg. No, let's not do that. Let's just say you're losing Parker. Parker's kind of going up. See how you're kind of losing? Close your guard again. Now wrap it around and close it. Now say you went back center. Don't go back center. Stay on the side and close your guard. All right, so right about here. So you start to kind of feel like you're losing Parker, so close it right here. Stay on your side as best you can. Close it. Close the guard. Lock your guard. Yep. Yep. Now Parker's going to go back up. He'll set you center. Get up on your elbow. Get up on your elbow. Say yes. Now even if you're here, Parker's not ready. Now put your foot on the ground and then bump. Even though you're on your elbow, put your foot on the mat. Knock him off his base. Go. Foot on the ground. Knock him off his base. There it is. So we were going omoplata. I feel like I'm losing. I can go to the bump sweep.
But then I swear we did something.
Like, why would you want bump over kimura, or vice versa? Why would you do one over the other?
Okay, let's say that the guy is an absolute gorilla.
Okay.
Kimura, even though it's done really correctly, man, if you mess up even a little bit, the guy's. Or bump sweep, he's top heavy. Especially you get the guys that are just like upper body, big. Bump sweep's nice. You know what I mean? If you can get them knocked off their base, it's nice. Okay. It's a lot easier. Remember, it's always a lot easier to submit people from the top than it is the bottom. You know what I mean? We've gone for submissions on people in the bottom and like have it fully locked in, and the guy just weathers the storm, and we end up dying. Next thing you know, it's a nightmare because we're on bottom guy. Well, if we go on top and go for submission, it fails, I'm still on top. It's not a big deal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The only time you can do that is if you're inside body, mount. You can't do that inside the guy's guard all. Where here, you're in a good spot, but a lot of times when we go to submission from the bottom, we provide the guy an opportunity to get out of our guard completely. You know what I mean? Not all of it. It's not like a foot lock or anything, but does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
So that's kind of why. I'll be honest, I don't do a whole lot of kimura in. I'm not saying it's a bad technique. Right. To me, it's just too much of a struggle. I'll do it like from the top, or I'll do it if the guy's kind of really tired, or I kind of feel this vibe like he really just doesn't want to be there anymore, then it's going to work a little bit more. But early on, man, a guy's super strong, wanting to hug your head, hug your head, it's tough to get a kimura.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like almost like you got to be really ahead of the guy, because you got to get your hips and everything against his arm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So obviously I've been drinking through a fire hose, and so I'm trying to figure
No, I get it, and that's good. But here's the thing: we're slowly implanting things into you right now.
I know, and I'm trying to figure out: is it the Omoplata?
The omoplata is the one where your leg goes in front of his face. The kimura is the one where your arm goes over his shoulder. So they're the same they're the same move, but one's your upper body's doing it, one's your lower body's doing it for the most part.
But don't we reach over?
Yeah, that's the kimura. So go ahead and swim his arms out. All right, move your twitch your butt to me. Now hold on, come back, close your guard for me a little bit. Do it again. Try to do that twitch part. So I need you to understand the difference between a shrimp and a twitch. I call it a twitch because there's not really a word for it, right? So here's the thing, when we shrimp, okay, I want you to imagine that I have a guy close to me, right? When I shrimp, I'm creating space. My hips are moving away, right? I'm creating space. So if I'm in a dominant position, I don't want to create space. I just want to change the angle. Does that make sense? Yeah. So a lot of times we do that because I want to retain control in this guy. So a lot of times the twitching has to be done with our legs staying, connected here. Because if we open, the guy has an opportunity to create space on me. I don't want that. So when you swim this, well, here's the thing. You don't have to do that. You see how you're like, I'm going to show you something cool. Watch. So just lay what you got. Lift your butt off the ground. And then just turn and lay on your right butt. That's it. That's the most simple way to do it. Now do it a little bit more violently. Lift your butt up, twitch. Don't do the upper body. Leave the upper body as it is. Just do the lower body. There you go, that's it. And now pull your knee forward into the guy. Yeah, now go the other way. Switch your feet. Switch your feet. All right, move that way. All right, now pull him forward over here. Yeah, that's how you learn. So like when I'm here with Parker, like right now you're learning it, right? So it's like baby deer style. So when I'm here, eventually, I'm here, I just lift my butt. Switch, he comes back up. So I'm learning all I'm doing is lifting my butt and then turning. And laying on my left butt cheek. Lifting my butt, turning, laying on my right butt cheek, and I can pull him in the hole. So when I go to do this piece here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm set up to take him that way. So I go here, I pull him forward, there's my twitch. My guard's still closed. Because if I do this, I've lost the guy. Yeah, he can go back, I'll lose him. But I'm here, if he tries to go back, he can't go back. Now when I do open, I open to reconnect. So I'm here, tight, omoplata. Here, tight, kimura, tight. There's my retention. Does that make sense? I gotta keep him here. So once I do open, I keep him here. Because otherwise he wants to get away from me. He wants to disconnect. He doesn't like this scenario.
So that's the
twitch,
the kimura and the bump sweep.
Bump sweep, kimura, omoplata. Yeah, connectedness. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The bump sweep is almost like you're losing connection and you go get it. Right? The other two, I pulled him on me to stay connected. The bump sweep, he goes away and I go up and get him to stay connected.
But the kimura is somewhat.
It's very similar.
Similar because you reach over.
It's very similar.
That's the only thing.
They're very similar and they work together. The kimura goes and fell, I can put my hand, if I go to get kimura, the guy pulls his hand out, I can grab here. I can also do, they all work together, to be honest. Because like here, they all work together. So if I'm here with the guy, let's say that, sometimes I'll bump here, like the guy's real tight to me, and I'll kind of come here. Even though his head's in the wrong spot, this is how I'll set up on my plata. Sometimes you go to bump the guy. I'm gonna do the same mechanic as a bump because he's got that hand free. He doesn't want to go over. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of a setup, but that's how it is, because I'm here with the guy. And I go to bump, he can't really get away from me. You also have triangle. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of cool things you can do from this position here. He's not just gonna put his hand up because what he's gonna do, just fall and just give you a sweep? No, he's gonna naturally, and he gives you the entry into the next thing.
Yeah, but to be able to think like
Yeah, but it's not thinking. Here's the secret, it's drilling. You have to drill it. Had this conversation with my son yesterday. See, the conversation I had with my son is that as a kid, as everybody, it doesn't matter him, me, I'm the same way. A lot of times we want to do better, we don't want to be better. We think wanting to do better is really wanting to be better. That's not, wanting to be better has to be through drilling, has to be through putting in the process at the time. Doing better is result orientation, being better is process orientation. But we judge it by what? How we do, we judge if we are. Does that make sense? But we can't do that. That's putting the cart before the horse. We need to actually just do as far as the drilling is concerned in order to be better. Does that make sense? And so we have to drill. So let's drill. All right, go ahead, swim. Swim first, you gotta get his hands out, right? So we gotta clear space so we can go into something. All right, now twitch your butt to your right, tailbone to your right. Yeah, because I'm looking at your feet, man. You see? Now, grab the tricep on the right side, your right side. Grab the tricep on the right side, yeah. All right, so here's your initial thing, but put this elbow on the inside right here, this left one. Right here, not here. Yeah, but no thumb. Trying to use your thumb just a little bit, you can. Yeah, so the whole idea is that you're now opening this inside here. Does that make sense? All right, so from here, slide down the wrist, but make sure the elbow's on the inside. Yes. If you have to push it out here, push it out here a little bit. Yeah, perfect. Now even here, he's gonna have a hard time sitting up, especially if you, I'm gonna just show you a possibility here. Reach over and grab his armpit, but hug his head when you do it. No, hug his head. Yeah, grab his armpit right here. Just stay down, and then keep pushing his arm to me. Posture up for me, Parker. Say you can't posture up because that's out there, and he can't roll it on the inside because you're on the inside. Keep your hand on the inside of his hand. So you see? And now what happens is as you let Parker up, let his elbow free as he wants to sit, and then you sit up and come get him. Then come get him, boom. Go to kimura, because you already got this wrist here, why not? Go to kimura. Now go to kimura, keep this wrist right. Elbow on the inside, stay where you're at. Now come over, swim over top and go around and grab your own wrist. Yeah, boom. So you see what I'm saying? You have him tight, he doesn't like, you let him free, boom, you go get what you want. Go do it again. So we're here, swim, grab the wrist, twitch your butt, hug his head. Let's hug his head this time, on the other side, yeah. Grab his lat muscle right here. Let's grab his lat muscle. Yeah, drop your elbow down, excellent. So part of his lat, he's gonna sit here, he's gonna fight. You're real tight on the far side, right? So he can't get his arm across your body. He can't get his left arm across your body. So let's say here, if you wanted to, keep this retention. I'm gonna just show you one other thing. Keep this retention here, put this foot on the mat and shrug your butt towards the bathroom a little bit. All right, now, bring your knee on the inside right here. Bring your knee right here, Try to get that foot on the hip right here. Now you have omoplata. If you wanna fall away, fall back, throw your foot in front of his face. Boom. All based on that kimura setup. Sorry, spit all over that. All based on that kimura setup, you know what I mean? Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So once we insert on the inside, we move our hips, we have options. If I hug his head gets caught in the process, not a big deal. I now have a better setup to set up these things. Are you seeing it, Parker?
Yeah. 100%.
I'll do this sometimes too for me, Parker.
And I'm only concerned about
dude, you're
this
like,
arm too.
you forget about this guy over here. That's my point, is the omoplata is the backside. So a lot of times I'll sit here. If I can get, let's say that even the guy has here. Let's say he's got that arm here and I'm here. So I'm here, and push, like get your head on this side. So say you're pushing off me. Yeah, see how he's here with this pushing off me? His arm's not wrapped around my body. Wrap it around my body. Yeah. There's that, and then put your arm back on me. Like you can even push in my face. Like he's trying to push away. Yeah. This is not going to help him, especially if I go to shrimp over here. This arm's hanging dry. So he's using his hand to push me away, right on my face or whatever. But there's nothing that stops me from coming over here and putting this. See how I just lock this down. Now Parker's like, holy crap. He's got a couple options here, but ultimately he's got to posture up and somehow keep me from. He's got to get this elbow back across my thigh. He's got to come here to save himself, right? So I'm here. As he tries to do that, go ahead. Yeah, all I have to simply do is I'm using my leg. I'm just simply kind of creating force, counter force. So force here, counter force here. So he postures, go back to try to get your elbow above. I mean, I have this, I have all the stuff that's, because I'm waiting. Why? Because this guy's hanging the breeze over here. He's so concerned with this guy, he goes to posture up, he forgets about this guy. Because the omoplata is the backside attack.
It's my life story right there.
Bro, yeah, I mean, that's,
You wear me out.
I know, it's fun. It's fun, it's cool, it's fun.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing, oh wow, awesome. So what do? I have to practice these over and over again so my body recognizes the opportunities presented. My body, not my brain, I need to do this. No, it's just, you feel it, like, this just makes sense. I'll be honest with you, I had no intention before I started doing that to do that. I just felt that. And now it's like, you guys are like, man, he's a genius. No, I'm not. I just do this so much, it's just there. I don't think about it anymore, it's just there. Because I know omoplata is almost always there, especially when you guys hugging your ribs. It's there. It's there, always there. And so that's why we practice omoplata so much, because it's always there. Why? Because the guy always wants to hug you to try to retain some side of control as he does something on the other side. You know, he's fighting with you, or he's defending something. He wants to hug you. He's not going to do this. He knows you're going to get on his back. So he keeps you from getting on his back and defends. And when he does that, he gets omoplata. Does that make sense? Because if we're fighting on this arm, I could go and use two hands, but you're going to use that to get on my back. I don't want that. We know that somebody getting on my back sucks. So what I do is I hug the guy, I grab the guy, I do something to hold him here in place as I fight with him. Same thing over here, and I leave this guy back on the backside and I get nailed with the omoplata. That's why the omoplata is the backside attack. It's the knight in chess. It's the one you don't see coming. Bam. And so what I do is I attack omoplata on one side, the guy's gonna defend that, but then I hit the omoplata on the other side. And that's pretty much what was going on. It was like, is he going kimura? I had omoplata, I had kimura. There's a bunch here that I had, and the guy's mind gets here, but he doesn't even think about the other side. Boom, I come back to the other side. It's like in boxing, the hook you don't see is the one that knocks you out. And that's the one I need to say, hey, bah, you know what I mean? Drew. So swim, tailbone to me. Swim, tailbone to me. Okay? Now, from here, right here, you gotta sit up on your elbow, swim over the top, like you can go kimura. Okay. Now let's just do this. Grab this wrist, grab his wrist right here. Okay? All right, grab his wrist right here. Yeah. Swim over the top and come in and connect your hands. All right, connect your hands together. All right, nice and snug. You're going ahead and get this whole thing. Excellent. Now, see, Parker's is a thin guy, so you're able to do all this with your legs closed, which is great, right? But if you got a bigger guy, you can't pull this off. So now, take this, keep this retained, nice and tight here. Put that foot on the ground next to his ankle, his knee and ankle. Yep. Elevate your hips up just a little bit and make this even tighter. Come down here even more, like this. Like rotate this down and come under your own wrist here. So really come down and get under your wrist with that grip. Yeah. Excellent. Now from here, let's say that you're having a hard time. You know that Parker's going to try to hug you at this point. He's going to start to hug you. Yes. So from here, let your right hand go and put your elbow on the mat out here, but make your hand point to me. So to put your elbow on the mat, yeah. Since he's so low, you put this flat like this, yeah. Now, take that knee and drive it towards Brian there, but pushing off the ground with this other foot. Now step over into the void. Boom, there's your bump. Does that make sense? But we didn't get on our hand because he's so connected to me. I don't have to get on my hand. The reason why I get on my hand is because I got to connect to the guy at a higher plane. If he's up here, I can't be on my elbow. I got to get up on my hand so I can connect to him at a higher plane. But the guy's hugging me, I can stay on my elbow. Does that make sense? We're connected. It's all about connection. If I'm up here, I'm on my elbow, there's a disconnect between us. So I get up on my hand so I can connect to the guy. But if I'm fighting over kimura, the guy's hugging me. He's like, no, you can't kimura me. Cool, buddy, I bumped you. So that's how they fit together. But we got to understand what the bump and the void step to understand the bump sweep. Otherwise, we're hoping to twist the guy, and that's not going to help us, especially when he's laying on us. Because go back to that same scenario. Even though Parker's a lot smaller than you, if you don't do the bump, you just twist him. So do the same exact thing. Swim the arm out, grab the wrist over here, go to the kimura. Boom, hug. All right, Parker, hug him, lay on him. Now, go ahead here, put your hand on the mat. Put your hand on the mat, put your foot on the mat. Now just twist Parker into the hole. Don't bump him at all. Just twist him, try to put him in the hole. Dude, do you see? Now push and send this knee to the mat towards Brian. Watch the difference. Lift and go. It's so much different. Do you see? It's like magic. One's like, this isn't gonna work, the other one, it works. But we gotta do this till we feel. This is a feel thing. It's like, dude, I gotta drive him this way because I can't twist the guy, you just feel. I'm telling you, so you see it, feel it, do it, right? Yeah. Do that same one. This is something you can drill over and over again. Go to the kimura, guy hugs me, bump sweep him. Go to the kimura, guy hugs me, bump sweep him. Go to the kimura, guy hugs me, bump sweep him. I mean, that's a drill right there. Guy hugs me, hand on the mat, make your fingers be to me. Yep, so you can be like just like this. All right, drive your knee to Brian and then step in the void. Boom, step in the void. Yep, that's it. That's it. So his natural reaction is to like, no, you're not going to kimura me, but in that he unified your bodies and you used the angle to knock him off his base. Swim, control the angle, yep, swim up. Parker hugs, hand on the mat. Yeah, right there's perfect. Put the foot on the mat next to his hip. Drive him toward the radio. Radio, step in the void. Hips to radio and step in the void. That's it. It's effortless. And yeah, Parker's smaller, but Parker did the same thing to you. The problem is we see a bump sweep one way and we think that's all it can be used for. I want you to understand the principles behind the bump sweep so we can make it work in all kind of different scenarios. You just throw that to the wall. It's cool though, right? But this is all jiu-jitsu. All right, so how you're set up, you're gonna go, you're gonna attack that left. Yes, sir, perfect. Swim, twitch, grab, sit up. All right. Now from here, if Parker sits up, let's say Parker rises up, get up on your hand to follow him. Then get up on your left hand. Yeah, you now stay connected to him. Grab his elbow, pull around your belly button. Now, foot on the mat, same thing, knock him to the front door. Bump him to the front door, step in the void. Front door, step in the, oh man, it's like. So now he elevated more, so we couldn't stay down here. He's not hugging me now. So I need to get up to my next level from here to here. Does that make sense? Because he was further away. He wasn't hugging me on that one. So you try to bump him now, you're gonna feel your spine explode, even with how big you are compared to him. Go ahead, watch. So if you try to do that same bump, as before, stand on your elbow, you'll see it's not going to work as well. You feel like your, like your thorax is going to kind of feel like it's being separated. All right, so he postures up, stay on your elbow and bump him. Posture up for me, Parker, when he goes. Yeah, stay on your elbow and bump him. Go. You feel it? Now get up there with him. Get on your hand. Now bump him to the chairs over there on the wall. Man, does that make sense? Because you're connected to the guy. You become one body.
Belly button connection.
Belly,
Yeah, right.
belly button connection. Belly button connection.
I don't want to take all of it.
I think
No,
Parker's
yeah.
learning,
No,
man.
that's-
Parker's like,
that's
because
good.
Parker tries to bump sweep people. Parker tries to kimura people.
Put it out, and then their arms hanging up there, and I just
Yeah.
Go
Oh,
get it.
and that's the beauty. Yeah, watch do that real quick. Let Parker. We'll show you what I'm talking about. We gotta do it slow because obviously it's not in the heat of the moment. We'll look at it. All right. So say what he's talking about is basically mechanically the same thing. So he arm drags, right? You don't like, so you pull back. Let's just look at the trigger. Pull it back. All right. Now keep the grip there, Parker. So pull it back. Go with it, Parker. And turn. That's it. Then come back. Right again. Same thing. So Parker's drilling, unifying this. Pull it back and turn. Yep.
So he just goes with it.
He's like, oh, that's jiu-jitsu, yeah, for sure. He just goes with it. Instead of forcing it, he goes with it. He's like, oh, you want to pull your arm back? Cool, let's pull your arm back.
So this happens to me all
Yeah,
the
well,
time.
here's, and I'll show you how to right. Why? Because a lot of times we're so super heavy, we want to put our weight on the guy, and then the guy's like, cool, and you're like, oh, I'm falling in the hole. He gives you more than what you actually want.
Well, it wasn't until last week till I was attacking the wrong thing my whole life.
That's okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here trying to get rid of this and this. And all you gotta do is
Yeah. It becomes a game of like bait and switch. All right, so grip again. So he's pulling here. As you pull back, now twitch your butt to the door a little bit, Parker. Keep your guard closed. As he goes back. So just practice that piece. So pull him, and then he pulls back, twitch. Let me show you. Don't worry about getting up on your elbow too much. Right? You just kind of play this game of learning how to drill this one piece of the puzzle, right? And this is what training is. When guys get together and they just roll, they're not really training, right? So I'm here, I pull him forward, he pulls back. Just that little bit. He pulls forward, I pull back. So I get up on my elbow. He pulls forward, I pull back. Just a little, I wasn't even wanting to sweep him, I was just wanting to. He's like, please finish this already. Please finish this sweep already. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
There's me
yeah.
getting in. So the whole twitch, I have my feet set up already this way. Even though I'm arm dragging, technically, that's how my legs should be, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense? If I really am serious about arm dragging, but I'm not serious about arm dragging. So I'm here. I know I want to arm drag the guy. It's a bad twitch. So when he pulls back, I'm ready to go. My legs are already configured for my upper body where it's going. Does that make sense?
It does.
So we'll look at him again. Watch. I won't even do the thing, but I'll show you how it looks. So here's the thing, like coaches, if they know what they're looking at, it was all in a tournament or something, right? As a coach, even guys that don't realize that this is a thing, right? If I see a guy who's arm dragging and his feet are like this, he's only half of what he's going to get here. He can get so much more movement and control. I can pull this guy in the hole here because this knee can drive the guy. See, this knee drives the guy in the hole, where here it can't. This guy drives, but I'm off. Oh man, that kind of freaks my back out a little bit. So when I'm here, so as I'm pulling the guy, he goes to pull it back. Well, I'm already set up to pull him this way. Does that make sense? So I'm here. Boom, he pulls back. I'm here. And now the guy's like, I'm gonna hug you down. Just barely get in. You see me just barely knocking you off before I can pull the sweep. But it wasn't twisting, it was knocking him back. But I was already set up to do that. Does that make sense?
It does. So if someone arm drags you with their feet the wrong, like, can you feel that?
I can tell. Here's the thing, if the guy arm drags me, and I'm an arm dragger as well. So it's like, obviously, headbutting
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
arm drag at the same time on the same side. Okay, so if I'm here with the guy, I stay low, I can feel your hips, right? So I stay down here. I don't want to hear, I can't really feel your hips, but I'm here, I can feel your hips, so grab the arm drag. When the guy grabs the arm drag, I stay down a little bit. See, I'm here.
Okay.
I can feel your hips.
Okay.
You go to pull. If you do manage to get it here, I've got to check this to try to get this back. I have to watch because why? In order for you to what? To bump sweep me, you got to do what?
Oh, okay. I got to come up.
Yeah, and I'm keeping you down. Now I got to watch out because this hand will let go and then swim under my elbow to back of my head. Oh, crap. And now I'm going to do what? Now you could grab that if you want. Grab that wrist right there. And then come over. Ah! You could. Do you see what I'm saying? If somebody want to boom, 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 play that strategy, they could. Or here, put that foot in my hip. Now I'm done. Fall back. And just fall back. Yep. Does that make sense?
It does, but so, like, get back in that position.
Mm-hmm.
If, like, I think Brian's done this to me and stuff.
Sure.
So I'm trying to stay tight like that, right?
Mhm. But only to weather the storm, because ultimately I got to open his guard.
Well, I'll get the pulling me straight down.
Yeah, so when he pulls me straight down, though, he's not really pulling me down. Even though I'm not under him right now. I mean, I'm not over him right now. This is over him. This is danger for me. Look at my heels compared to my tailbone.
I got you.
This is bad for me. This isn't so bad.
I can barely even feel
That's a
my
huge
foot.
difference
Yeah.
between these two. This one sucks. This one I'm pretty good still. Because I can go straight up from here. You see what I'm saying? When he pulls me forward, my butt comes off my tailbone, that's bad.
Okay.
Now I'm over him. I'm not over him right here. I'm down, but I'm not over him. He's not under me. I can still. Does that make sense? So there's a big difference. When a guy pulls me forward, he pulls me forward, I set my weight down and I walk myself back up. I want to get my butt on my tailbone. I mean, my butt on my heels, you know?
Okay.
Because now I'm base. Here I'm not base. I'm off balance. Like I'm waiting to. What's this guy gonna do? And so as I go back, he can follow me up to the bump street. Yeah, boom, baby. He gives me more than I want. Does that make sense? That's the game. So the game really, at the very beginning, is like who controls the distance and who can I, as the bottom person, get this guy to lay on top of me? And as the top as the bottom person, can I get him to lay on top of me or can I get under him? Well, when I'm in close guard, I can only get so far under him, so I got to get him to lay on top of me. Belly button connection, right? So the top guy's like, no. So what I do is I make sure my belly button, if this is his belly button, this is my belly button, I make sure that my chest is on his belly button. I just got to be careful because my arms are hanging in the breeze. His hips are now next to my arms, so I got to be smart. You know, I can't just stay out here all day because his power of his hips moving right left is going to open my elbows up because I'm setting back. You know, so it's an opportunity cost thing. Play with it real quick. Feel it. Sometimes it's too much in the head. You got to feel what I'm talking about. So when you pull him forward, I want you to set put your butt back on your heels. So from here, go ahead and put your hands on his chest. Parker's going to pull you forward. Pull him forward. Now set down, set back. So here, pull him down. Parker, make him lay on him, Jonathan. Lay on him. Now set your weight back. You should feel a little better. Now start working your hands on the inside, Jonathan. Yes. Now when Parker goes to arm drag you, drop your elbow. Drop your elbow down to his rib cage on the side of it. So he pulls through his own body. Yes. Now put your left hand on the inside. Your left hand on his bicep, something like that. Yeah, now you start to check the guy and you're starting to defeat this. But now here's where Parker can swim. The left hand to go behind your head with it. Not the under, not here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Remember, swim belly button out. That's the underhook style. You need to go like overhook style. Yeah, like that. That's how it works. Omoplata.
Okay.
See his arm set up over here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we always want, don't reach around his rib. Don't reach around his ribs. You don't need to. Just grab his deltoid.
Just like
Grab
that.
his- Yeah.
Okay.
The thing is, we start doing this, we bind ourselves. Put your hand all the way around there. Now you can only strip out so far.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? You kind of lock yourself. But just grab, you don't need to. As long as the retention device on his arm is not your hand. I know that we're kind of bouncing around, but I want to fix this, okay?
Yeah.
So many guys are like, I got to reach around here and freaking control his arm with my arm. But no. It's your lat muscle, bro. It's this pinch.
That's what's doing
That's
it. now.
it. Like, pull your arm out. Just pinch. Go.
Okay.
That's the power. This right here, relax this now and use your nothing but your arm. Pull your arm out. Bro, it's not going to work. You got to go in. So I put my hand in. You can pick your nose if you want. Do you see what I'm saying? Pull your arm out.
Wow. I never realized that was that strong.
It's crazy strong. Your lat muscles are, you know what I mean? Your lat muscles are these huge muscles. It's like, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's omoplata. So when I'm here, real quick, so when I'm here with omoplata, that's arm drag too. That's everything. So I'm here with the guy. I come here. I'm using this now. He pulls his arm. He can pull it out. Go ahead. But really, it's like I'm barely even doing anything. I'm using this right here, and this right here. I'm almost like making a maze. It's like I've created things where his arm's got to weave out of this scenario where this goes forward, this goes down, this is on top. Now he's not gonna get it out. Go. He's not. He can be. He's not gonna get it out. More foot. Matter of fact, the more he does it, his head goes that way to pull it out, and it gives me the space necessary to put my foot in there. So I want the guy to pull his arm out. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I don't. I don't want it out, but yes, I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because when you pull on a guy, his natural reaction is what? Pull back. That's what we want. He should be like, no, give him more. Oh, you want to hug me? Here, hug me more.
Yeah.
It's like, oh crap, what do I do with this? You know, the guy likes this.
That's where I get in trouble.
Right, because it becomes a tug of war, and that's where Jiu-Jitsu comes in. Jiu-Jitsu is the anti, or the use of tug of war against the guy that wants a tug of war. You know?
Well, yeah, because all I know to use strength right now.
Of course. Lift weights, run faster, move harder. Yeah,
Right.
Jiu-Jitsu's like, yeah, go work out more, dude. And let's be honest, strength plays a part. Let's not.
No
let's not
doubt,
assume
but
it.
it's not what.
But strength applied plays a part. Strength just for strength's sake feeds right into Jiu-Jitsu technically.
Oh yeah, it's a death sentence.
Well, it's a death sentence not only technically, but also like cardio-wise. Your muscles, the bigger they are, the harder you have a harder time. You know, heart's like, what am I supposed to do with this? You know.
Yeah, I think I'm trying to do one way and then muscle my way this way, and they're like, thank you.
Yeah, and eventually they'll stop. You'll start to realize, okay, that you can bait, like, but you really don't want. You know, you kind of pretend like you want to see what they want next. To get them to reveal their cards a little bit, they show their hand. They see the bet that you made. They're like, why do you like this so much? And that's the game. And that's in the gym game, you know. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn how to play a game that's, let's be honest, man. Your first 3 or 4 weeks of doing this, you're like, man, I'm never going to get attacked in my life. Why am I doing this? You know, it's got to be something else. I can't do it because I want to be combat lethal on the street.
It's fun.
Go buy a gun. Learn how to shoot it. You know what I mean? that's my other shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But it's for whatever reason, it's funner this time.
Yeah.
You know, because I did it about 6 months, and then my shoulder was just killing me.
Well, that's the thing too. Is the stronger we are, the more we have those shoulder problems and stuff. We need to learn how to be chill. You know what I mean? Especially when you get older. You know.
Yeah.
Or I know you got a bunch, but what do you have? I mean, we spent a lot of time with him understanding. What
Yeah, can we go to something totally different for a minute? Okay.
Sure.
So lately I've been getting in half guard a lot. And,
You're on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm on. And I know ideally you want underhook. You know, this is where we want to be. But maybe I get there in a bad spot, and I'm basically under their leg, but I either can't get into deep half because they're sprawling back, or for whatever reason I can't. Is that a good deep half entry if you're already down there, or if they sprawl their legs, what are you supposed to do?
Okay, so remember, getting under them is getting under their hips, and so when they sprawl, they're trying to basically get their hips away from you, right? Whether they know that or they feel that, they want to get their hips away from you. And if their hips get away from you, what do you have? Just in the general understanding of thing, are they closing space or creating space?
I would say creating.
They're creating space between you and them.
Feels like their chest is coming down, but their hips are getting
So for
further
you
away.
to maximize that, you need to close off that space. So that becomes hard when they're sprawling down. You got no way to go in. It's like you can only get so small to get under this. And not to mention that their force is going back. So you give them more than they want. You understand? So if you're gonna go on the ground, I'll show you.
Okay.
You're gonna do it on me, right? All right. So let's say that and I'll do this too, right? So let's say you got under my leg here. Yeah. But here's the thing. So from here, just this right here. If you get here, you should have a golden ticket to Willy Wonka's land.
should? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. If you get here, no. See, here's the thing. Go as tight as you can with your upper body. Go right there. Stay there. Just go tight. All right. Now walk your lower body under me. All right. Now walk your upper body under me. Now walk your lower body under me. Walk your low. See what's happening? You're slow looking at now. I'm on top of this. Sucks. I got to figure something out. I'm in trouble at this point because now all you have to do is to extend this arm away from you. Now lift me over your left shoulder. Then hold on. No. You got to use your core to do it. Keep pushing this arm away. But lift me your core. So this is your core. So take your knees, push this away, and take your knees above your head.
Above my head.
Yeah, like this.
Oh.
You see it?
Okay.
You didn't think that was happening, right? So I'm here, watch. So I'm here. I take and I put your knee on the ground. Okay, put your knee on the ground. So I get under the guy. He's laid on top of me. I extend him here. I stretch this out right here. This is where I want to take the guy. 1, 2, 3. See?
No, I didn't.
Well, it's just like, where is he and where is the prop? Think about this. So whenever we look at a sweep, so get on your all fours. Okay. Take that leg back. Now, where's the sweep? 100%. 100%. Is it that way?
No.
Is it that way back there? Is it towards his hand? Is it toward that foot? No, it's right here to the side. Does that make sense? So what has he gone? So when you come back under me, let's look.
So while you are doing this, Professor, where could he get in trouble?
Now, I don't mean to say it like that, but it's like, okay, he goes under, go under. Okay. So I'm here. I'm going to keep this hand close because look at my tabletop. You're getting swept right here. You see?
Okay.
So if you go to extend me in one direction, extend, extend, extend. So where am I losing right here?
Right here?
Yeah. Okay, let's say that I go here and I come like this. Where am I losing now?
Right.
Hug my arm to your head.
This one?
Talk on the phone. Now, so where are you going to sweep me?
I mean,
Does that make sense?
It does.
I mean, just theoretically,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
the guy's going crazy. He's trying to kill me. I get all that, right? But just understand, where is the guy not? Where is he not protecting his table?
okay.
And how can I make that longer? Take that table leg away. That's when a sweep takes place. So we get under the guy, we get his weight on us, and then we see how he's stabilizing his base, and can I destroy that? Now, that's hard to do live, right? In the middle of the heat of battle, because he's like using like the mat's hot coals. He won't commit anywhere because he knows he's on top. He's trying to keep his balance until he gets space between you and him, or he wants to step over and turn back. There's all this craziness that goes on. So what we got to do is enter, setup. Enter, setup. Once again, same as a drill. Enter, setup. And so how do I do that outside of the training that we provide here in the group class? You can either come before class, and do it, which is tough in the mornings, or you can pick people as you progress. You pick people that are not as good as you, and you train with them, and you drill these things on them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Now, it's easy for me to say when I have a bunch of people that are below me, I have a lot more options. Well, maybe you only have one option. So let's say, I don't know who that would be, we don't name names or anything, but let's just say that you find somebody that you have an easier time to set this up on, you have more of an opportunity to see this, then you go with that person for that particular task to drill this. We call that active drilling or spar drilling. So that's how somebody like me can get better with going with guys that I'm way better than and not be challenged by in a way that they're not putting me on the defensive, is that I will go for and drill certain things that I'm working on with them.
Yeah.
Because the risk, if I screw up and they start to pass my guard, I usually can get it back or whatever, you know what I mean? So that the risk is very low. It's not like I look at somebody and go, oh man. And that's a big problem I have, when people like go, oh, I don't want to roll with him. Like, there's no challenge there. I want to go with the hard guy. I can roll with anybody and get better because I can work on whatever I need to work on. Little kids. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And so we got to find those people and identify them. Especially when we get new people in here, it's not because, oh yeah, fodder, I can kick their ass. It's more like, hey, I can work on this stuff with them. I can work on this breaking them down because they don't want to be broken down. Or they hug me. And I got to work on making my angle because all they do is hug me because they don't realize that they ain't supposed to lay on you. And they do it because you're not going anywhere, dude, till the timer runs out. You know what I mean? It's okay. You're going to run into that scenario. You know what I mean? So I need to figure out how to deal with that. And so we have a training opportunity no matter who we go with.
Okay.
So that right there is get under the guy. So when you get under the guy, so here's my other point. All right, come back. So now that's if you can get under the guy. Let's say you run into a fact where you can't. The guy's like, no, you're not getting under me. So if I put my weight on you and you go under me, crap, you gave me more than I wanted. Once again, Jiu-Jitsu principles apply, right? I want to drive into you, so you go under me, lift your hips, until, now it's like, oh man, and I'm going to be like, what the heck? Yeah, it could be anything. I step over here. As I step over, the shoot take my back. The trip it's like, crap. I turn the base, you come on top, and there's the bump, there's the stepping into the void for the bump sweep.
Oh, okay.
You see that? You just took your hips over and stepped into the void. So you took the opportunity. You didn't know what technique did you use?
Yeah.
I don't freaking know. I got under the guy and he freaked out, and I took the opportunity available to me to come on top. That's sweeping. The problem is we want to lock everything into this technique or that technique or that technique. And I get that because we need tangibles, but once we understand the principles, it's like find the place the guy's not and go there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's it. And so that's the game. We have to have an open mind enough to be able to just get under the guy, lift him in the air, and see what happens. And so back to the original thing. So we're here. Let's say we can't get under the guy. The guy's like, no. All right? We can't get so locked in tunnel vision that we're like, the only option is to get under this guy. So if I'm backing out, I'm sprawling here, then here. So I'll take this foot here, put it underneath my thigh. Here, boom, right here, yeah. Now, shrimp and push this away. Shrimp, push it away. Yeah, now you get your guard back. Boom. Crap, now you're back in a full guard. You go to an open guard. Why must it go under the guy? If the guy's like, give me that, then give him what you know, give him more than he wants. Oh, you don't want me to be under you? Okay. Well, no. He'll drive back into you, and then you dive back under him again. So look again.
Start it all over.
Well, or you get what you want.
Whatever.
Right. So we're here. You try to go under me. Go under me. Go under. The guy's like, no. Then you move away. The guy's like, no. And you go under me. Crap. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're here, right? So I'm trying to get on the guy, sprawl away. Yeah. I'm trying to get on the guy, goes back. So I start shrimping back. The guy's like. As soon as I feel you shift back, it's like, okay, cool, we're ready now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's all like either baiting or giving them more than
It's
the
all
same
baiting.
thing. Yeah.
It's all baiting. It is. Even in a black belt, when I'm way better, I still gotta bait the guy.
Yeah.
Because even instinct will tell you if I'm pulling your arm, no.
Don't let them have it.
So it's like I really want to get his arm to go that way. So what do? I pull on it. He doesn't like that. He pulls. So thanks, bro. You give me what I want, bump sweep. Or I push his arm away, and he's like, no, don't push it away. He drives it back to me. Arm track, dude. Thank you. You know what I mean? I pull the guy's head down. He does what? No, you don't. Cool. Arm bar. You know what I mean? It's just so everything becomes that. Becomes a setup. Yeah, and it's overwhelming because you're like, man, that's a lot of work. I get it, but that's the ideal, right? Yeah, I'm still learning that. You know, I'm still learning how that looks at different levels. Some people does well, some people doesn't do well. You know, that's why you can have a guy that, and that just depends on body types, and you know, I can have a guy do really well with those things. Just the way I've learned it or the way I've kind of feel it works very well for this type of guy. And this guy who's lesser experienced, lesser jiu-jitsu, lesser skill, I have a much harder time doing it with because he just doesn't react that way or just the way he's formed. It's just, so I have to try to implement the same principles on somebody differently. And so then there becomes this in the moment, make adjustments. But that's part of the game. You know, that's where you become very adaptive. And that's, I think that's kind of, you know, when you're reaching the higher levels of jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, it's perfect.
Is that too much?
No, it's, I mean, yeah, you're never
So you're
gonna-
not an easy answer. Hey, here's what you do. Here's the technique you use.
Right.
It's really, I try to get under the guy. He's moving back and away. He's not moving this way. He's moving that way. So I move my hips away to shrimp. He doesn't like, so he goes back. No way. He's like, I'm losing the guy. Let me go get him again. And you're like, thanks, bro. You gave me what I want. I set you up. I baited you because you wanted to get away from me. So I was like, cool, get away from me. He's like, no, because he's going to do the opposite of you. Especially if he's passive in his mind. He's not like I know what I like. See, I generally don't fall for those things because, no, I don't want that. I don't, you know what I'm saying? But I can be susceptible to that, especially if it's a position I haven't fully drilled. You know what I mean? It's a weird scenario because, you know, you'll see some of the positions if you watch like me in higher row or me in a higher belt roll, you'll get these positions that are a little weirder. They're a little unorthodox. So a lot of there's, I'm analyzing what do I know about jiu-jitsu? What do I know about the situation here? What do I know about, you know, his configuration, what he's trying to set up? Why is he gripping here? Because, you know, what is he really ultimately wanting? He wants to get under me here this direction, so I need to cut that off, but I can't cut off too much because I'll give him this. So it's like, it's a lot of like threat analysis and the fly.
Yeah.
And then you also got to let the guy, it becomes weird because then you got to let the guy know, that you know what he's doing, but at the same time, not let him know because he'll counter what you know what I mean? It becomes this, it really does. I don't want to make it sound like we're just so smart. It is this weird thing. It's like, I can't let him know that I want to do that. That was the problem with the arm drag when me and him hit noses yesterday. It's like we both wanted the arm drag, but we couldn't really tell the guy the arm drag was coming. So you got to pretend like I don't want it. So it's not like if I do like this, that's arm drag. You know what I mean? So it's like you kind of play this other game, and we boom, it just happened at a weird time. At the same time, we hit faces, you know, because he's arm dragging that arm, I'm arm dragging that arm. Same time, boom, we hit faces. But it happened like that. It almost looked like we just kind of headbutted each other. It was like, what are these guys doing? Because we're not letting the other guy know. If I know he was arm dragging, I would not have arm dragged. And if he knew I was arm dragging, he would arm drag the other arm. If I go for this arm, he can arm drag that arm. We can arm drag opposites.
Yeah.
We wouldn't arm drag the same side. You would never do that. If I know you're gonna arm that's not even a counter. That's a recipe for a collision. I don't even know what that would even look like, how you would even use that against the other guy. Does that make sense? Yeah. So he did a really good job of hiding it. I feel like I did a really good job of hiding it because by the time we both initiated, we hit heads, which just speaks to the nature of us trying to play this game.
Yeah.
Like I'll pretend like I want to pull, like I'll grab, like I'm gonna pull, and I'll turn my hips, like I want to pull, but really I want to arm drag. You know what I mean? Because if I go to pull, the guy's like, no, you want to pull, we're gonna play this. You know what I mean? It's just, So it becomes fun. It becomes this like you're trying to read each other's minds. You know, it's like this Jedi mind trick kind of thing.
I think in open guard I get tunnel vision sometimes too.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just trying to stay alive probably.
Well,
Think
there's
about
things you
being
like.
alive.
There's things
Yeah.
that there's things that are gonna excite you that you do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's like I can't wait to do. I can't wait to do. But as soon as the guy realizes that if he's at a higher level, I'm make him think he gets that, and I'm just gonna pass his guard when he shoots from. I'm supposed to step my leg out and be like,
Yep.
and you're like, oh, you gotta hide it a little bit better. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Or you gotta let it go. And here's the thing, like I used to tell people, when am I ready for a blue belt, right? And you're right on the cusp, right? The blue belt is the time when blue belts realize when they're at a point of no return. And they decide to go to something else. Whether they make it work or not, that's not the issue. They understand the position and they realize that's a point of no return. And they're like, all right, I need to go to something else. Not completely, maybe, in the same vein, but they let that go. They don't get the tunnel vision. And they also, the other side of the coin is they don't quickly let something go too soon. It's still there. Do you know what I mean? There's that balance of like, man, you need to let that go. And there's some, hey, why'd you let go so much? You must not have cared about that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's that point of no, I always used to call it the point of no return. It's like, man, they can understand the point of no return. They don't get so tunnel vision. It's hard for a guy that's really strong that has success and like, I'm going to make this work to learn that. He needs to find a guy that just can shut that down to force him to have to know that's dead. Technically that's dead. Not, that could be used two ways, that word technically. But as a technical technique, that is dead. You now have to go beyond technique to make that work. You have to add a bunch of stuff in there to get that to work. What I used to call hulking out, or what's speed now. You got two guys. You got Hulk and you got, we'll keep it the same genre. Quicksilver. I would say Flash. That's DC and Marvel, right? But you have Hulk, all right? And then you have Quicksilver. That's the two basic guys in Jiu-Jitsu. And then you have the medium guy, which I guess would be like Captain America. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what that is. But you just have, does that make sense? So we have the Hulk guy who's like, you have that guy. And then you have guy. And neither one of those are 100% right, but neither one of them are 100% wrong either. So we got to find that balance between Hulk and Quicksilver. Who's the strong guy in DC? Thing is Marvel too. Who's a big strong guy? They normally have similars in each one. Superman.
Superman.
Yeah, but we can't. He's a trump card.
Strong guy or something.
Yeah.
That's
I couldn't think of his name. I was thinking the same guy, but I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah, that's whatchamacallit. That's from Fantastic Four. He's Marvel too.
I don't watch those.
Yeah. See, whatever. Dude, I'm too cool for that. No, I know. I'm messing with you. You gotta nerd. Dude, you're a jiu-jitsu guy now. You gotta become a nerd, bro. Like jiu-jitsu guys are nerds. Like or geek. Well, not nerd. A nerd is like a math guy. Geek is like I'm geeking out on something. I kind of get into something a little too close for comfort. You know what I mean?
I geek out a lot.
Yeah, well, see, you're a geek, so you can embrace the Marvel geekness. Yeah. But anyway, so does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Especially regarding. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta know when to regard.
Regard. Yeah.
You gotta know when to regard for sure. It's like this is lost. You know.
Is it worth doing getting the dummies and
100. Here's the thing. 100%. 100%. Don't buy one of those $800 dummies.
Right.
Make the ones we made for COVID.
Right.
I'm telling you, dude. I have two over there. That is because what the dummy teaches you is how to move. First of all, if you're a big, strong guy, that dummy is like dealing with a little kid. You're gonna throw that thing all over the place. You need to move your body, not the dummy. Try to just move around that dummy because that dummy, you sneeze on it, flies across the room. You got to learn how to move with that dummy. And so what the dummy teaches you is one, the sequence of things, but also how not to muscle it because you can't not. I mean, it doesn't have any muscle tissue. You got to manipulate it. So you got to do it in such a way that, does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like that could be a private in and of itself is how to actually solo drill with a dummy, man. I'm telling you. Here's the thing, this is gonna sound like the worst parent ever, the best. I don't know how but my son in his homeschooling, part of his stuff is going to be solo drilling. It's part of his homeschooling. Hey man, that's his PE. Even though he comes in and does that, your PE is gonna be, we're gonna be doing jiu-jitsu. You're gonna be solo drilling on the dummy at the house. I need 20 reps. You need to write, I will not make fun of the teacher 20 times. You need to drill armbar from the guard 20 times, son, today. That's part of your homework. And I'm gonna sit here. I may be looking at my phone. What number are you on, buddy? I mean, whatever. Does that make sense? I mean, just because. I mean, that's what we value in our house. So that's part of his education. But that's what I'm saying. But the dummy is how we're gonna get that done. I'm too big for him. But the dummy's perfect. Like Doc Maddox does privates every Monday and Friday. Dude, we've been doing since COVID dummy work. Dude, his jiu-jitsu has shot through the roof, and he was with me 5 years doing jiu-jitsu privates. He's learned more in the COVID season how to move by working with a dummy because he's around COVID patients and stuff. So, and he takes the drug that shall not be named to keep from getting it, right?
Yeah.
And it's worked the whole time, but whatever. And so, whatever. So, but he, so he does that, and we stay in here, and he does that. I mean, only recently we started to move, when we pretty much understand the disease more. But does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Dude, so worth it.
Okay.
Just put time in. It doesn't have to be hours. 5 minutes. Like, do 5 arm bars from each side. Do 5 omoplatas on that thing each side. It's 5 kimuras each side. 5 arm bars from the mount. Whatever. I used to have my, 60 Days of the Blue program that I had when I was a white belt. And I did this. I just made this stupid thing up. 60 Days of the Blue Belt was a drilling thing that I did every day. One day was top, one day was bottom. Solo drills. Right? I did that for 60 days. I swear, hand to God, day 58 of that program, I got promoted to blue belt. I didn't tell anybody about it. Now, you can say that's a coincidence. Sure, it probably is a coincidence. But I drilled every day. You can ask my wife. I'd go in my garage. I had made mats on the ground, and I would go, hey, honey, I'm going to go do my, I spent 30 minutes there every day for 60 days. Well, 58. I can't promise you that after getting my blue belt that I finished the 2 days of it. I don't think I did. I stopped at 58. But I wrote out 60 Days to Blue was my thing. I'm going to make a 60 Day to Blue drilling program for myself. And it was top drills and bottom drills. They incorporated the physio ball, a punching bag, and then the bottom drills, I didn't have a partner at all. It was all simulated with somebody in my mind, me doing the mechanics of what goes on. But you can't deny that was, that was 17 years ago. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, dude, swear. Hand to God. Yep. Day 58. I mean, I just walked in and somebody came, was like, hey, he needs to get a blue belt. That's how they did it back in the day. It was like, hey man, come up here. Congratulations. All right. There was no pomp or circumstance or whatever. It's like, hey man, you're a blue belt. Cool, bro.
Yeah.
When's the level 3 shooting?
I haven't done that yet. What I'm doing is I'm gonna do a train. Now it's not the next either. I'm gonna do a training for level 2. So meaning they got level 2 course, level 2 training, like a stress course, putting it into implementing the training, doing scenarios, putting it into more practice instead of just standing square off the range and hitting it. It's like, okay, now we're gonna do it. We're gonna add shoot, no shoot, because part of 3 is really alternate shooting positions. Shoot, no shoot, use of cover.
Move and shoot.
Introduction to move and shoot. I don't really teach shooting while moving because I think it's garbage. Like, I really do. I think it's garbage. In a real gunfight, you're not going to be walking Groucho walk as you're engaging a gunfight. You're going to sprint your ass off as fast as you can to keep from getting shot and then engage the person from cover. So you're either going to shoot, then run, move, or you're going to move, then shoot. The whole shooting while moving, dude, you're not an operator clearing a building. And even those guys, as soon as they get fire, it's like, get it! You know what I mean? It's like, or right the frick, back out, set a perimeter, and freaking J-damn this bitch. It's like, you know what I mean? Hey, we're gonna get some translate. Tell these guys we're gonna kill all of them. Bam. It's like,